making cake, and most people do. What's not to like when you get to lick the sprigs afterwards just because you put the time and effort into your piece of art? I always thought the best way to finish off was choosing the icing on top of the cake. Of course, my parents' idea of the best way to finish cooking was to clean up. Some people like to look at it like the cherry on top of things, or some people just think of what icing on the cake is going to be. Usually, most people's brains automatically think of yummy flavours including chocolate, vanilla, strawberry and so on. But that's not what I'm going to be talking about today. You're probably all disappointed because you like listening to the different flavours. But no, I'm going to be talking about a different definition of icing on the cake. I'd have to say a definition of icing on the cake to me is when something just lights up your day and puts a big smile on your face. For example, parents early in the morning, the one thing that they look forward to instead of dropping their kids off at school at 7:30 is to have that nice warm cup of tea. It could just be someone paying for some of your bills when you need it, or to have a massage after a long, hard day of work. I know you all so well, don't I? They always want something. Kids are completely different. They always want something and then they say they want nothing else except that one thing, then beg until they get it, and that's the way they look at it. It repeats for their parents, unfortunately. For a while, they act all sweet, around my age. Then once they get into their teens, it's like a more overpowering genius child. Some people have days where it's like a dream come true, and they think of that as the icing on the cake. So their day goes really well, and then somehow it gets even better. Just imagine, you got hired for the job you really wanted, and then your boyfriend proposes to you, and you think things can't get any better. Then you check the lotto and you win $1 million. That's the dream, even for me. Who wouldn't enjoy $1 million? If you know someone, tell them all about me and tell them anytime, my pleasure. Our kids' idea would be going to Disneyland for the whole day and then find a whopping $10 on the floor. Then to finish off that perfect day, they get on TV for being at Disneyland. Adults are a lot different to children, I think. Let's look at this from a different perspective. If your cake is no good or it turns out to be rotten, crumbly or burnt, it doesn't matter how good the icing is. If anything, it will just make it worse. Once you have something bad, you can't make it better in any way. Like a kid in school gets all their answers wrong, but their front cover looks stupendous. Do you think their teacher would mind? It's not going to get any better no matter what. As the old saying goes, you can put lipstick on a pig, but it will still be a pig. Getting back to the actual subject of the icing on the cake. It's just the topping. What about the actual cake? What happens if something has gone wrong with your cake? And for that matter, does that mean you don't get to enjoy the yummy icing and sprinkles just because your baking skills weren't as good as you thought? If you're not the best cook, I feel you. Cooking isn't easy. It just means you get to start over and make things right. Just make sure to clean up afterwards. Thank you.